Yeah, we are back again. My name is Alan Roberts, also known as that motherfucker Alan Roberts. Some people just call me that angry bald man. It's whatever you want to call me. Please feel free. And by the way, as a message to the trolls, uh, where are you motherfuckers? Like, I used to get a bunch of people trolling in my comments. Where the fuck did all you bitches go? Like, you don't have any conviction in your hatred for me? Like, it makes me wonder, was it because like every time one of you motherfuckers would start saying something stupid in my comments, I would literally invite you to come on live to say it to my face, and as long as you had the camera on, because that seemed to stop a lot of it. Like that seemed to stop a lot of people from talking shit, and that wasn't my intention. Because like if it wasn't for you motherfuckers looking stupid as fuck, uh, I mean, it takes away from the entertainment value of the whole production, right? So I really wish like you guys could, I don't know, fucking nut up a little bit, and fucking just come on with it, like I'm sure there's some leftist, bitches out there that fucking can't stand me, like because like I refuse to fucking, you know, vote for warmongers. Because that's what the fucking Democrat Party did. They voted for warmongers. They are the warmongers right now. It's fucking crazy. I never thought I'd say that. When I was voting Democrat earlier in my life, I never, ever, ever thought that the Democrats would be the warmongers. Ever. But they are. They are. This is true also. Trolls used to be more intelligent with their bait, although not surprised if they are just more careful with their bait. I don't see it much. Like I just don't see it much. That, and like I think part of it is like they have almost nothing they can say to me. They can say I'm mean. They can say that I'm not nice. They can say that I'm bald. They can talk about my tattoos. They can physically talk about my appearance and shit like that. But very frankly, they can't say I'm wrong. And that's the thing that bothers them the most. And I used to have some really, really, really good fat acceptance trolls too. We're about to talk about how the fat acceptance movement, a denial of responsibility, and its toll on American women, because it has been a very crazy ride for fat acceptance and for women in our society dealing with fat acceptance. So once again, here is an article I wrote with AI. Hey, what's up, Anna? Crying because it's not your fault. Your health is so bad, even though you're the size of a double wide refrigerator. What's up? How the fuck you doing? All right, but anyway, the fat acceptance movement, a denial of responsibility and its toll on American women. In recent decades, the fat acceptance movement has gained traction in American culture, promoting the idea that individuals should embrace their bodies regardless of the size, and that social stigma, rather than excess weight itself, is the primary source of harm. Advocates argue that this movement empowers women, particularly those who have long faced discrimination or ridicule due to being a fat fuck. I mean, body size, by fostering self-love and challenging narrow beauty standards. By fostering self-love, by gluttoning yourself to the point where you're deformed. Imagine that. Fucking crazy. And challenging narrow beauty standards. There's when I'm writing these and I'm proofreading them and stuff like that, there's so many things I want to add to them, but for the sake of it being more, I don't know, professional or academic, well, let's just put it that way. Okay. Anyway, while the intention to reduce shame and promote dignity is commendable, is it? I don't know. I mean, the data showed that, but anyway. A growing body of evidence suggests that the movement's core tenets, namely its rejection of personal responsibility for health outcomes and its dismissal of obesity's medical risks, have had profoundly negative consequences for American women's mental and physical well-being. This article contends that the fat acceptance movement, while cloaked in language of liberation, often serves as a vehicle for denying personal agency, undermining efforts to address the obesity epidemic and exacerbating health disparities. By examining peer-reviewed studies, psychological research, and public health data, we will explore how this ideology has contributed to the cycle of poor health outcomes, particularly among women who bear a disproportionate burden of obesity-related challenges in the United States. The rise of fat acceptance and the rejection of accountability. The fat acceptance movement emerged in 1960 with origins like the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance. It's a real fucking goddamn ass organization. Like, I believe it was the first venture into, holy shit, this is stupid. Like, fucking crazy. Over time, it evolved from a civics right framework into broader cultural narrative amplified by social media and popular figures in the 21st century. Its central claim is that body weight is largely immutable, which is bullshit, determined by genetics, socioeconomic factors, and systemic inequalities, and that efforts to lose weight are futile or oppressive. The perspective has been embraced by many American women seeking relief from their relentless pressure of diet culture and unrealistic beauty ideals. I'm going to point this out, though. Like, we cannot blame socioeconomic factors or any type of, like, in America, you cannot do that. Like, I mean, you can always eat less. That's always, like, I always come back to that. You can always eat less. All right. However, the rejection of personal responsibility contradicts a wealth of scientific evidence demonstrating that lifestyle choices play a significant role in weight management. A 2017 study published in The Lancet found that while genetics influence predisposition to obesity, behavioral factors such as diet and physical activity are critical determinants of body mass index across population. Locke et al. 2017. Similarly, a longitudinal analysis in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition concluded that substantial changes in energy intake and expenditure can lead to significant weight loss, even amongst those with genetic risk factors. These findings underscore that while external factors can complicate weight management, individual choices remain a pivotal variable. By framing obesity as an unchangeable trait rather than a modifiable condition, the fat acceptance movement absolves individuals of accountability. This denial of agency is not empowering, it is disempowering. It suggests that women are powerless against their circumstances, a message that clashes with the principles of resilience and self-determination historically championed by feminist thought. I've always said this, I'm a feminist. I really am. Like, I know that women can lose weight. Like, I have faith that you can lose fucking weight if you're fat as fuck. I'm a feminist. You know, you can do it. Physical health consequences ignoring the obesity epidemic. The physical health implications of obesity are well documented and cannot be dismissed as a mere social bias. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which doesn't control or prevent any diseases, 41.9% of Americans adults were obese in 2020, going into 2020, that is, with women slightly outnumbering men. CDC 2021, obesity is the leading risk factor for numerous chronic conditions, including type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and certain cancers, all of which disproportionately affect women as they age. A 2020 meta-analysis in JAMA Internal Medicine confirmed that higher BMI is strongly correlated with increased mortality rates, particularly from heart disease and stroke, with women showing a steeper risk curve than men. The fat acceptance movement often downplays these risks, asserting that healthy at every size is a viable alternative to weight loss. Hayes emphasizes intuitive eating and body positivity over BMI reduction. Because denial and gluttony is what it's advertising. Great job. Claiming that well-being can be achieved independently of weight. While intuitive eating may benefit some, a 2019 study in obesity reviews found that Hayes' interventions rarely resulted in significant improvement of cardiometabolic health markers, such as blood pressure, cholesterol, glucose levels, compared to traditional weight loss programs. This suggests that while self-acceptance is valuable, it's not a substitute for addressing the physiological realities of obesity. For American women, the consequences of ignoring these realities are stark. The Journal of Women's Health reported in 2022 that obesity-related conditions such as gestational diabetes and postpartum complications have risen sharply among women of reproductive age, contributing to maternal mortality rates that exceed those of other developed nations. By promoting a narrative that dismisses weight as a health concern, the fat acceptance movement inadvertently normalizes a public health crisis, leaving women vulnerable and to preventable suffering. So in other words, they are hurting women. Again, feminist. I mean, shit, I'm a black woman myself. I'm loud. I'm obnoxious. I fucking, all the stereotypes that people list off black women, which I've never heard anybody actually list off black women except for black women. But if they're going to stereotype themselves as having a lot to say, shouts a lot, everything like that. Black woman, anyway. Mental health fallout, false promise of self-esteem. Proponents of fat acceptance argue that it bolsters mental health by reducing shame and fostering self-esteem. Indeed, societal stigma around weight can lead to psychological distress, including depression, anxiety, particularly among women who face greater scrutiny over their appearance. Not any more than being fat, though. I'll just put that out. A 2018 study in body image found that weight-based discrimination is associated with lower self-worth and higher rates of disordered eating. But that's because you're being told the truth about yourself. On the surface, the movement's push for unconditional self-love seems like a remedy to this problem. The problem is you are big. That you being big is the problem. People telling you about it and making you feel sad because you're in complete denial about it. People trying to wake you up to reality. That's not a negative thing, if you ask me. That's not a stigma. Like, there's no stigma about weight. It's bad for you. There's no stigma. The only weight stigma that exists in our society is that you can be 300 pounds and healthy, and you can be 300 pounds and attractive. Like, don't get me wrong. Somebody may find you attractive, but you don't. You know you don't. You are in pain. Straight up, you know it. You know it. Like, it's not like I'm saying something that's untrue. If you're a 300-pound woman, I guarantee you are in pain. Guaranteed. Without a doubt. You are in pain. You may be so used to the pain that you don't realize you're in pain, but you're in pain. Your body hurts. Period. All right. Yet the mental health benefits of fat acceptance may be illusory. Research suggests that denying personal responsibility for one's health can erode rather than enhance physical well-being. Psychological well-being. So being in denial of, the fact that you've eaten yourself to deformity, that's actually unhealthy for you. Who would have fucking thought that besides me and everybody else that listens to me, that it's actually mentally unhealthy to accept being 300 fucking pounds? When people are like, I have to work on my mental health, so I'm just going to accept me for me, all 400 pounds of me. You sound stupid as fuck. Just dumb. But being morbidly obese does cause cognitive deficit and executive function of the brain deficit factually. So a 2021 study in health psychology found that individuals who attribute their weight to external factors such as genetics or societal barriers report higher levels of learned helplessness, a state characterized by passivity and low motivation. This contrasts with those who perceive greater control over their health, who exhibit improved resilience and life satisfaction. For women steeped in fat acceptance ideology, the rejection of agency may trap them in a mindset that undermines their ability to cope with challenges, both physical and emotional. Moreover, the movement's insistence that all bodies are equally healthy can create cognitive dissonance when women confront the tangible effects of obesity, such as fatigue, joint pain, and chronic illness. A 2023 qualitative study in Psychology of Women Quarterly interviewed women who embraced fat acceptance but later sought medical intervention for obesity-related issues. Many reported feelings of betrayal and confusion when their lived experiences clashed with the movement's promises. This dissonance can deepen mental health struggles, replacing shame over appearance with guilt over perceived failure to accept one's body as it is. I've always wanted to point that out. Like, when somebody says, hey, I need to lose weight, I know I've been in fat acceptance, I need to lose weight, they're fucking horrible to the person too. Like, just absolutely goddamn horrible. And that can't be healthy for them mentally. Like, you were so worried about mental health until somebody doesn't want to be a fat fuck, right? Cultural reinforcement and the burden on women. The fat acceptance movement does not operate in a vacuum. It is amplified by a culture that increasingly celebrates excess while downplaying discipline. American media, from reality television to influencer platforms, often glorifies indulgence and portrays self-improvement efforts as punitive or elitist. Women who are disproportionately targeted by both diet culture and its backlash find themselves caught in a double bind, criticized for striving to lose weight, yet judged for embracing obesity. The movement's rhetoric exacerbates this tension by framing personal responsibility as inherently oppressive, a stance that resonates with broader societal shifts away from accountability. The cultural dynamic has hit America women hardest. Data from the National Institute of Health Examining Survey shows that obesity rates among women have climbed steadily since the 1980s, with Black and Hispanic women facing the highest prevalence, 56.9% and 43.7%, respectively. These disparities reflect not only systemic inequities, such as limited access to healthy food and safe exercise spaces, which is not that nearly as big of a fucking deal as people think it is, but also the pervasive influence of narratives that discourage proactive health measures. A 2022 study in social science and medicine found that women exposed to fat acceptance messaging were less likely to engage in preventative health behaviors, such as regular exercise or dietary moderation, compared to those who received balanced health education. This suggests that the movement's rejection of responsibility may compound existing vulnerabilities, particularly in marginalized women. A path forward, balancing acceptance and accountability. Critiquing the fat acceptance movement does not mean endorsing shame or unattainable beauty standards. I would argue that the makeup and shit is more unattainable than anything else. Women deserve compassion and support in navigating the complex factors that shape their health, including genetics, socioeconomic conditions, and physiological barriers. However, true empowerment lies in the acknowledgement both of the challenges and the possibilities for change. Public health initiatives that promote incremental lifestyle adjustments, such as increasing physical activity and improving nutrition, have shown promise in reducing obesity rates without demonizing individuals. A 2020 randomized control trial in the New England Journal of Medicine demonstrated that community-based programs combining education and behavioral support led to a sustained weight loss and improved quality of life among women. Rather than denying responsibility, we must reclaim it as a source of agency. Women should be encouraged to pursue health not as a mandate of appearance, but as a means of thriving physically, mentally, and emotionally. This requires rejecting the false dichotomy of fat acceptance versus self-hating and embracing a holistic approach that honors both self-worth and self-care. The fat acceptance movement, while rooted in a desire to uplift, has veered into dangerous territory by denying personal responsibility and minimizing the health risks of obesity. For American women, the consequences are evident in rising rates of chronic disease, persistent mental health struggles, and a cultural narrative that equates accountability with oppression. Scientific evidence overwhelmingly supports the role of individual choices in shaping health outcomes, even amidst systemic challenges. By clinging to an ideology that dismisses this reality, the movement is not liberating women, but shackling them to preventable suffering. It is time to move beyond the rhetoric of unconditional acceptance and towards a framework that empowers women to take charge of their well-being. Compassion need not come at the expense of truth, nor should dignity preclude responsibility. Only by reconciling these principles can we address the toll fat acceptance has taken and chart a healthier future for the American women. So that is the article. I hope you all enjoyed it. I will take some Q&A right now. I have not read anything from the comments, so if you asked a question a little earlier, ask it again, and I will get to it. Let's see. Trolls are intelligent with their... yeah, I've already read that one. Okay. I asked my mom about fat acceptance. She said she doesn't like it. She lost weight and keeps it off. Good for your mom. Good for your mom. I think that there's a rule when you've reached a threshold, the body will give you a warning. 4 to 5 years ago, mine came up when I hit 263 pounds of fat. Thankfully, years prior, I strengthened my legs. Good for you. Good for you. Fat acceptance uses disabled people as a shield. Yes, they do. That makes me mad as someone who is disabled. Well, I can understand that. It makes me mad, and I'm not disabled. As a woman, I've always detested feminism, and I am a war vet, multiple black belts, all kinds of stuff. Good for you. Fat acceptance is a danger to obese women. I agree. Not only does it encourage them to seek a healthier lifestyle, it reinforces ideas that obesity is inevitable. I completely 100% agree. That's very, very, very true. You guys are awesome. Learned helplessness. I like that term. I absolutely hate having to admit I need help. Yeah, absolutely. Most people do. Most people don't. You know, I like it. But anyway, let's pull down here. Okay, here we go. Not related to the video, but Samira is celebrating Forever 21 going under because they got rid of their plus size section. Well, that's fucked up. She's a fucking horrible ass, fat ass person, isn't she? Like fucking. What amazes me is she thinks she's fine. Like she's real. Like she's like real deformed. Like her belly is gigundous, gigundous. Should I pause my fat loss to quit smoking or try to do both at once? I would try to do both at once. We can help you. We can help you with the fat loss and possibly deal with the smoking. So quitting smoking is not necessarily our thing because it's a different type of addiction, but we have helped many people before. This is not a beard. This is just me not shaving for about 4 days. I am going to be shaving today. It's getting bristly. It's been very busy. I got some stuff going on behind the scenes. So I honestly just didn't want to take the time to shave. Hop in the shower, out of the shower. I normally shave in the shower, and I haven't wanted to take the time. Crazy, right? I got to get on that. Need some kisses. Let's see. Oh. Forever 21 has been tanking. Nothing to do with plus size. No, it's not. I mean, it's wild how she feels that like clothes should be made for her because she's eaten herself out of the fucking clothing pool. It's amazing. Enormous Myra thinks that she's better because she went to college. I dropped out and am more well adjusted. Well, not to mention that, but like just because you went to Harvard doesn't mean you know what to do. I don't even know what her fucking degree is in, right? That's another thing too. Like just because you went to Harvard doesn't mean you're fucking super smart about anything. It's the same thing. Like I had somebody recently say that they wanted to debate me on how wrong I was about COVID and everything like that, right? And that they're a doctor. And I was like, well, okay, come on, blah, blah, blah. And, I started listing off all the, all my points. And they're like, I haven't read those studies. I'm like, I thought you were a doctor. And they're like, well, I have a PhD in English. Like the fuck? I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Congratulations. But I find that wild, right? Like people see a PhD and you think, well, they know everything. Most of the time, they know how to research a particular topic. And it doesn't mean that they're not extremely smart people, right? It does not mean that by any stretch of imagination. I'm not trying to take away any of that. But for a lot of PhDs, they all of a sudden get caught up into, they speak from a level of authority without doing any research, right? So this person wanted to debate me, but hadn't really like read anything about what I was talking about. Fucking wild. She should just find a tailor. I fucking agree. Or if she's so awesome, she could start her own fucking brand, right? If that's what I always say about these people. Like, well, plus size, it needs to be inclusive. It needs to be inclusive. Make your own fucking brand. If you know that there's a market for it, get crowdfund that shit. Make your own goddamn brand and fucking make the money. Like a lot of them are like, they're trying to lose. They'd rather lose out on money than sell to fat people. No, motherfuckers. If they could make money off your fat asses, they would. But they lose money on the clothing. That's what you don't understand. They lose money on the clothing. So, I mean, it's just reality, Yeah, exactly. So very fucking true. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, they won't though. Here's why they won't. Because they won't make money. It costs a lot more to make clothes that size. It costs a shit ton more. And very frankly, I mean, a 4X for women. It's always this like, if we want cute clothes at 4X, you're 4X. You look like a circle. There's not cute clothes. Get there. Fucking wow. Anyway, one more time, folks, here is where you can get our coaching special. I am going to probably be back later on today. I'm definitely going to be back for evening rants, but probably back later on today. Just to do another topic. I'm enjoying doing these. So I'll probably just do another topic here in a little while. And give me 1 second. Make sure everybody has the links to sign up for coaching if they want to. Bam. There you go. There you go. All right. So, ooh, geez. A whole bunch of people all of a sudden. You all remember the brand Red Dolls? They went bankrupt because they specialized in plus size clothing, and fat acceptance people were annoyed at their pricing because they couldn't afford to sell anything. I mean, it's just the fucking truth, you know? No, that's exactly. Exactly. You're very welcome. It should be early death acceptance. It should be named early death acceptance. That's so fucking true. All right, folks. I don't know. From what I understand, Jordan's losing weight, and just because she's mentally ill and fucking hissy-fitting little child, I think she's losing weight. And you know, I mean, she hates me, but I don't watch her stuff that much. You know, Anna is just a fucking wreck. Anna's Anna. We're at the lopping off entire chunks of skin and fat segment. Like, I can't believe that they gave her like the arm reduction. Like, there was clearly like hanging fat. It wasn't just skin; it was hanging fat. You know, and that they cut off of her. Like, at some point in time, this is gonna, like, the luck is gonna run out. I mean, it's absolutely gonna run out. You know. Oh, whoa. Everybody congratulate that motherfucker. Great goddamn job. Keep at it, motherfucker. Keep at it. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. Like, she's very delusional. Like, very, very, very delusional. These people are something else. So, all right. So listen, folks, I will be back probably about 6 p.m. Eastern time, if not 6 or 7 Eastern time. But I will also be live for Evening Rants tonight. Myself, Mark Lobliner. Please do join us. Hope you all have a great day. God damn.
The Holy Trinity Bundle isn't just about weight loss. It's about empowering you to find your healthiest, happiest self. Let's talk about what's in the bundle and how it caters specifically to our needs. First, we got Ember, which is not just any fat burner. It's also going to boost your mood, your energy levels, while also suppressing your appetite. And if you're worried about it being too strong, you can split the tablet in half to tailor its impact. Next, we have Alchemy NCT, which turns the carbs that you eat into energy and not fat. Yes, energy, not fat. This is our way of making sure that the meals that you eat contribute positively to your weight loss journey. And girls, we all know that we want that. And finally, no morbidity. This one's my favorite because it works while you sleep. It burns fat and controls those nighttime cravings without any stimulants, so you wake up feeling refreshed. Try it out and feel the genuine difference. Here's to new beginnings and real results.